Chris, thanks
Yes,
for
sir.
coming, man.
Thank you for having me over to the studios.
For people that don't know, Chris Montgomery has been a friend of mine for a long time and has also been a DJ at UNM Radio many years ago. And we've worked on several projects over the last couple of years, and he's a really big hand and a big part of what's going on here in the studio. So we're really glad to have you, Chris. And
Thank you.
all of us appreciate the work that you help out with.
It's good to be here. Thanks.
Cool.
Good to see you.
Thanks, man. So what do you think about the new studio 4.0?
I like it.
Yeah.
Yep. You were just barely getting the fresh paint on it the other day when I came by, and I came by a couple of days later, and you had it all set up, and it's nice.
I've turned a different room into this house, of this house into the studio, probably. I think there's only one room now that the gear hasn't been in, and that's like that front bedroom.
Right.
But I mean, everywhere from the garage, both of the living room. I even had it set up in my bedroom for a little while.
The kitchen.
We set up and did a show from the kitchen at one point.
I remember that. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever really played outside, like literally, like with the garage door open or with like out in the backyard, because my neighbors have hated me for the 18 years I've lived here. So we didn't want to make it any worse.
Those pesky neighbors.
Those pesky neighbors, man. That's what we are. But so I've got a few months that we're going to still be in this house. We are going to then be moving into a new location, and hopefully somewhere that's going to be a lot bigger for the studio too. But in that time, I figured we would go ahead and relaunch the webcast, and we can start.
It's a good idea.
We can start showcasing. I had a really great interview with Lauren Story yesterday, and I'll be posting that on our website.
Yeah.
If you haven't yet, please go to the YouTube channel and check it out. The Web Studios, that's the web with two B's, studios plural. And if you go and check out our YouTube page, we'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe. And we will be broadcasting live on YouTube from time to time. So if you go ahead and click on the little notification thing, it'll let you know that as well. And we're going to be broadcasting on Facebook from time to time too.
Right.
But really, that's not what I wanted to focus on in the studio with this build. I really wanted to be more of a let's capture the whatever.
Right.
Let's capture the material, and then give it a little bit more post-production, I guess. So
The audio environment. It's a nice studio, and I look forward to working with you on some other projects coming up in the future.
Yeah, and I think that what we've found in the past. Is that audio has been kind of a nightmare on all of our productions. And every time I go back to review, I can hear the hissing or I can hear something. And being a musician and being working in radio and stuff, there's a lot of that stuff that just happened that we don't really think about. You don't understand how much is involved with getting a good sound, a good solid sound behind
A quality
something.
sound that's not manufactured in a false way.
That's right.
You want you're something clean and natural, but with good essence.
So when you think about what's happening is you've got this small microphone, and we live in this big stereo world where our ears are capturing everything that's around us, and our mind is kind of filtering things down as we pay attention to them. But when you're capturing audio, you have to really isolate the sound that you're looking for, because any of that other airy sound or any other bumps or distractions in that is going to take away from it. And
I agree.
And I think when I've done, again, I go back and I look at some of my films, that room noise has been the biggest nemesis for me.
Right.
And
The drone.
yeah, that just
the dreaded drone.
right.
Yeah.
And a lot of filmmakers will just go ahead and record, a couple minutes of that, and they'll put it in a loop on the whole thing so that you're used to it. From the second that the sound comes in, it's kind of there, and they just leave it in the background. And but even that can be a problem when you go into EQing and you're trying to master out the tracks, or if you didn't get your levels just right on the way in, then any type of pumping it up afterward is just going to accent
Very
any
noticeable.
of that.
Exactly.
So compressors and gates, and there's all sorts of other little tricks and things that people do. But what I want to focus on is field sound. And I think that's what we're going to try to put out right now, is more of like we're independent run and gun filmmakers. So what we do is we've got like a little Zoom recorder, field recorder, or we're going with the audio off of the camera, or we don't have the luxury of a soundproof room studio when we're shooting our films.
Right.
And so I think what we're going to do now to challenge ourselves, and I think we're going to do this to challenge everybody else out there if they want to play along with it, is we're going to start a little Foley sound challenge. And
sounds like fun.
Yeah, so I think what it's going to be is we've so me and Chris have assigned points to several different sounds. And these are items that you should be able to go out and get. I really was thinking like a photographer scavenger hunt when we were coming up with this.
Yeah,
you know,
I thought that was a great idea.
So the idea of having to go somewhere or finding a unique sound, you know, and so Chris wrote down a good list of a whole bunch of different stuff. We went ahead and evaluated everything with points. And so let's take a look real quick and I will show you what we came up with. All right, so here is our sound effect. And I guess we'll just take a couple minutes. We could talk about each one of them individually, but I'll go over all of it just real quick. This first row, we're going to give sound effect. Any of these are things that you can get. We have a point value assigned to them. And then we will give additional points for creativity. So depending on, is this something that was in your kitchen or did you have to really work to get this sound? And then we're going for quality because like what I was saying, part of the problem we've had in the past is being able to get good field audio that we can work with. So let's try with a bottom end of minus 20 decibels or higher. So basically that means that if there is any noise that's under 20, minus 20 decibels, then that should be cut out. And also, obviously, no clipping. But if you have all let's use the church bell as the example. If you can go and get the church bell, you're going to get 2 points. Now, you can do this on your iPhone. You can do this off of a little tape recorder or whatever you want.
Right, but we want you to actually record the sound as it's happening. We don't want any manufactured sounds or sound loops that are pulled off the internet.
That's right.
We're looking for actual get out there and record the sound the best you can.
That's right. So, and you know, I mean, you're going to know if you did it or not. This is for all of us together. It's not like we're going to win $1 million, so don't cheat it. And yeah, I mean, don't go on the internet and download something. That's totally not the point of this. It's to go and capture a sound and then create it. Now, you are allowed to, though, take that sound that you captured and master it. So if you want to put this through Audacity or some other recording software, if you've got it, you know, if you're one of my pro friends and using Pro Tools or something like Audition, then go ahead and get it in there and just tell us what you did to the sound to make it get that way. Because the whole point is to take everyday or specific item and bring it back to a production level so that we could use it in a film, or you could use it on the internet or for something. That's what the whole challenge is about. So real quick, let's just go through some of these. We won't go through all of them. If you have questions, please tweet us at the Web Studios, or you can send us a message on Facebook, and you can always contact us through the Contact Us link on the website at thewebstudios.com. All right, so the church bell we picked first. We talked about it as our example. So where are you going to get a church bell?
I would say you'd have to actually go to the church and record the church bell being rang.
Yeah, I think that's it. Rung. Someone rang in that rung. I'm
Right.
not sure. That's right. So that's what we need. We go to the church and get the bell when it goes. Or if you can ring it yourself, I guess that would work too. So we've assigned it a value of 2
you would
points.
get points for creativity on that one.
That's right. So you go tell us how you got that. Take a picture and send it in with it, and
Right.
we'll be like, okay. And everybody, we'll give you a link that you could submit all this stuff, and I'll actually put it through the website so that you can just go ahead and submit right through the web page once it's all up and running. So anyway, so I think that's great. Well, while you're at the church, you could try to get the organ. You know, I think that when it comes to creativity and stuff, if you go over there and just push a key on that thing, I'm going to give you a 1, if that, you know. But if you can play a song on the organ and it comes along with it,
that would be a 5.
That would be a 5.
Yeah, that would be 5 points.
Actually, I think I'd give you a 4, and I'd give you a 5 if it was original. If it was like your song and you rock it, then I'll give you a 5.
Right.
Okay. And then police siren, that one's pretty easy. I think we give you 2 on that because you got to go outside, and I mean, that's policemen. They're not just driving around all day in your neighborhood. You might have to go find one. But then we got another one after that. We chose police radio. I think radio is pretty cool because you have to be like standing next to the cop.
Right. You have to hear like whatever's being broadcast across the radio, standing next to a police officer.
Would we take a police scanner?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, we could throw that in there.
I think that would work for 2. You know, and or 3. I don't know. Scanner's kind of easy. If you already have one, you can just plug it into your mixer. But okay, fine. We'd take a scanner on that too.
Right.
But police activity. Okay, that's what we want to hear. All right, an airplane. Airplane's pretty easy. They fly around all the time.
Either flying overhead, taking off, or landing. Again, creativity. You know, whatever situation you're in, you see an opportunity to record it. You know, and then we'll give you better points, more points for more creativity.
So we live near the Air Force Base, and we have, you know, because
True.
We've got an opportunity. We put jet in there too, so you can get an airplane, which could be an airplane. You know,
Right.
You get a jet. I like the idea of the taking off and stuff too. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to get good points for taking off. I'm going to skip over the boat one real quick because a helicopter's on there too. And helicopter, we put a 4 on there, and we do get those flying around overhead.
Sure.
But again, you're going to get some pretty good creativity. You get me a helicopter taking off. When they get those motors winding up on it and stuff,
Right.
That's going to be pretty good.
So you'd have to be standing next to a landing pad, maybe to get something like that.
I just realized how terrible my spelling was on all of this. So like I just like slapped this out while Chris was telling me what the words were, and it's shorthand typing is what it really.
Some spell checking's in order.
Yeah. So the boat motor. Dude, motor.
Motor. Boat motor.
The boat motor. If you can give me one of those, I'm going to give you 10 points.
Right, you just automatically win.
Yeah, that's the big winner. All right, so boat motor, we give high points on a boat motor because we live in the desert and we're not close to a lake. But I guess if you went out in the backyard and stuck your motor in the bucket and fired it up, you could get away with that one too again.
Opportunity.
Tell us your story. Tell us what you did to get that sound, okay? All right, I like a frog. Frog's 4. We gave frog 4 because to get a good sound of the frog by itself is going to be hard. And also, you got to be around water. You're going to have to go somewhere to get that.
A lake or a pond or a ditch or something.
Ditch, yeah. That's where we'd want it from. I guess you could probably get it from a store. You could probably go into the store, but you're going to pick up a whole bunch of other stuff. You know, whatever it takes for you guys to get this done, you know.
It's acceptable.
Yeah. All right, semi-truck. We talked about the semi-truck sounds, and originally we were talking about maybe the air horn on it, or it starting up and idling, or even cruising down the highway. So semi-truck creativity is going to get you some good points inside of this one. The air bracks. See, once again, my super fast. I gotta say, man, that kind of cracks me up. So, what else do we got here? It makes me want to fix it really bad, but I'm not going to because it's not going to make me that crazy. It's not going down. I think we're there. There it goes. Took me a second to catch up. All right. I skipped over a couple, but we're going to go on. Guitar being tuned. That one's easy. You can tune your guitar or your friend's guitar. Somebody's got one. Go to the music shop and get it. That's 1 point. Get creative with it. Tune it. Play me a song on one string while you're going. Okay, we'll see.
Get more points for creativity.
That's right. The bicycle bell, you know, again, that's a
easy.
bicycle bell. This is me and my terrible. I really feel kind of embarrassed about putting this out now, but whatever. And the bicycle bell. That one's an easy one to get. Little kid drives down the street. Hot rod. Classic hot rod. Oh, I skipped over glass. That one's another one too. Be careful, guys. Don't hurt yourself on any of these. There is a dangerous one.
Keep it safe.
Yeah, keep it safe. We are putting one fairly dangerous one in here. But that's just don't be an idiot, okay? So anyways, glass breaking. Have fun with that one. Be safe. Clean it up. If you're breaking glass, clean it up. All right, classic hot rod engine. We have a great little hot rod show that shows up all the time over here. And that one is the one I think I want to see it in.
That would be a cool opportunity.
Yeah, I think I'd like to see you could have several different hot rods that show up on Wednesday nights over here at this little Italian restaurant over here. Okay. Where are we at?
Camera shutter.
Camera chutter.
Chutter.
Didn't you see how? That's a chutter. I was rushing through the end of this. To camera shutter, that's the lens of an old camera for any of you digital people that have never had a real camera before. And that one's a pretty neat one to get. It's a good sound. It's hard to get.
You got to get up close for that.
A big lens, like a big telephoto lens, or some of the big wide-angle lenses, are going to get a good solid,
right,
to it, or something like that. And guys, please don't send me the iPhone sound of a camera shutter. Okay, that's not it.
Right, that's not what we're looking for.
That's right.
We're looking for actual sounds.
Yeah, not somebody else's version of a camera shutter. All right, and we have fire alarm. Guys, we gave you 4 on this one because we want a real one. We don't, and don't go pulling the alarm. That's going to get you in trouble or cause panic for someone. But the idea is to catch it while it's happening.
Right.
And they happen once in a while. This is going to go for a little while. It's not like you have to get this turned in on Tuesday or something, So, but that's one that you can look out for. And that's why I think we graded it so high. And maybe even, we may bump up that to a 5.
All right.
Because of what it is. It's a hard one that we're asking. If you want to go cheap, use the next one. It's a smoke detector. You can set that off in your house and get a good sound out of that one.
Test your own smoke detector and record it.
That's right. So that one will work. The rock splashing. We had a good conversation about this earlier.
Right.
This is a pretty easy one to get.
So if you were to have an opportunity to record a rock splashing in the water, then we want to hear somebody skipping a rock across the water.
In stereo with dynamic microphone placement.
In stereo with dynamic microphones and the 360, and if you can do that, then and give us an original recording that's natural, then that's pretty impressive.
Well, and then that's not a 1,
Right, that's gonna move you up the point chart quite a bit.
That's right. That's gonna be a fun one, and there's some good ponds and lakes and what's cool about it is that when you're doing these, you're gonna get a chance to go out and wait for the quiet moment. And I think, a lot of times you're busy, you're taking pictures or, video. If you're trying to go and shoot street video, you already know how hard it is you give up on having a quiet background. But when you're going out to isolate each one of these sounds, you're going to get a chance to actually go out and be peaceful and quiet and wait for it. All right, so echo.
That's an easy one.
Yeah, that's an easy one too. Yeah. That's a 1. You can get an echo anywhere.
Right.
But again, creativity on this one's probably going to get you some pretty good points because what are you echoing? How far? How many times? No using delay. No using electronic echo. Keep it real, guys. And be honest about it. Come on.
And let us know how you're recording it. What was the scenario? What was your environment?
That's right. We want to know how
you recorded it.
Because part of it is that you're going to learn, and maybe you're going to have to go back and get it a couple times so that you can meet the other requirements. Because there's an additional 10 points on every single one of these just by getting your audio levels correct.
Right.
So, and that'll make a big difference in the game for you. All right. Bacon cooking. Easy enough. That's a 1. You send me some bacon. Send me a picture of some bacon. That's going to get you some creativity.
Send me a bacon sandwich.
That's right.
That'll move you up the point chart.
All right. Steam engine. We put a 5 on this. So where we are locally, there's only a couple of steam engines. They're far from here. You're going to drive a little ways to get to them. But they exist, and we can go and get them. So we put that on a 5. Some of you may live in an area where there's some old steam engines that are still operating. It might be easier for you to achieve those too. Again, take a picture. Tell us what you went through to get to it. That'll help.
I would say that's probably one of our most unique item on our list of things to record is the steam engine.
I think it is too.
That's going to be a hard one.
It really is. And,
But it's doable.
Again, and here we're thinking in this mentality of a train. But a steam engine may be in a power plant or maybe in, somewhere else, like, in I don't know where you guys are at, in Arkansas or in the foothills somewhere. They might have a steam engine that was running something else too.
Sure.
Maybe, a museum or something. I'm really just guessing at that one. But I think that's probably that one. Now here's the dangerous one, rattlesnake. So rattlesnakes are dangerous. They'll kill you. If you get bit by a rattlesnake, you have a very short period of time to get to the hospital or you're going to die. Okay, so maybe we shouldn't have put it on the list, but they are everywhere here.
Right, especially if you're hiking up the trails at the foothills here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's pretty common if you're out a lot to run across a rattlesnake or two. But I mean, they always warn you. They let you know that they're there. But if you
go put your microphone inside a rattlesnake desk, I guarantee you're gonna have a problem.
I think you get what you deserve if you do that.
I think so. But again, maybe we'll take it off the list. I don't want to get in trouble. I think you guys are kind of idiots out there in the most part if you're gonna go get this one. So we'll have to adjust the points.
We'll X that one out.
We'll replace it with something. We'll replace it with something as equally exciting and a little less deadly. How's that?
Yeah, I think that's probably, we could do that.
All right. Here, so right now, we're just going to call it unknown danger. Okay.
We're not sure yet.
We're not sure what it is. That one we'll reveal again later. Okay, jackhammer. That's not going to be as easy to get as you might think.
That's pretty rare also.
We're assuming people are going to be doing this in the city. Some of you might live in a little country town. Not going to find a jackhammer that easy, but maybe your buddy has one.
Next to a construction zone or something.
Yeah. And then this last one we're going to do zoo animal. This is probably the loosest one that we've got on the list. So I guess you probably could get a rattlesnake at the zoo if you were smart about it. You could figure it out. But any zoo animal. So if it's the elephant, if it's the monkeys, if it's the giraffe, whatever it is. I don't know, giraffes make noise?
I'm sure they do.
Somebody needs to answer that question for us.
Yeah, let's put that as one of the sounds. If you can come up with a giraffe.
A giraffe instehave a rattlesnake, that's definitely
that's a little bit safer.
I think so. For my Africa friends who have answers to this, please go ahead and send it to me.
Let us know.
Does a giraffe make a noise with its mouth? I guess that's the question. That's not an eating noise.
Right, that's not eating, but do giraffes call?
All right, man. So that's it, man. That's a lot of stuff that we went through, man. There's 31 items on the list.
So this contest will go on for quite a while, right?
We'll run it till somebody completes it,
right?
Or maybe like at the end of the year, if we'll see who's got as many points as they've got. So I'm going to go ahead and when I post the video online, I'll go ahead and put up the link for it, and I will. You can submit. Please send them in MP3 files, okay? Something, let's keep them small, and again, you got to get it negative 20 decibels or lower. You don't want to hear anything. We want these compressed and nothing that clips, so not over 0, no red at all. And you go to the webstudios.com. I'll put up the page, thewebstudios.com / come on, we're going to name it right now. It doesn't exist. /
audio reality challenge.
Real audio challenge.
Real audio challenge.
That's what it's going to be. So it'll be thewebstudios.com / real audio challenge. And I'll put that page up here and post this video. And you guys saw the list. Hey, if you have any questions, feel free to send us an email. You can contact us through the website at thewebstudios.com. That's web with 2 B's and plural. There's a contact us page. You can also tweet us at the Web Studios, and you can also message us on Facebook. Is there any other way they can get in touch with us?
I think you nailed it.
I think so. I mean, you guys could call. There's a phone number, but I'm not going to give it out to you because I'm going to bed.
Right.
But preferably message us, and we'll be throwing some short films up later. These are Audio Tuesdays. So from here on out, guys, we're going to have a two show format. I'm going to do Tuesdays where we're going to talk about audio, and we're going to check in on our real audio challenge and see how things are going with that. We're going to participate in this challenge too. We're going to go out and get these sounds. We don't have any of this stuff yet, and part of this was to challenge ourselves to be better at what we're doing. So join us on that. It'll be fun. We'll all update. That's going to be on Tuesdays. On Thursdays, we're going to do a visual art, so showing film talking to people that are artists, anything to do with a visual media, is that, web design is going to be included. All of that stuff will be on Thursdays. Audio will be sound effects, and Tuesdays we're going to have musicians coming. We got a lot of cool stuff that's lining up here, man.
It sounds like it.
Yeah. So
I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, we're back in business, man.
Yeah, it's been a while, but there's definitely a lot of good opportunities to better your recording and your sound whenever you're trying to edit stuff down or record music, record sounds, whatever. But this is just a friendly little challenge to get everybody to get involved and pay attention to their surroundings. And you never know when the opportunity strikes. When I ride my bike, and I see opportunities to take photos of things that are just small. They're there. You just have to look for them. So,
and treat it like that. That's how I want you guys to approach this, as it'd be like a photography challenge, but you're going out and capturing audio instead of a picture.
Right, exactly.
So it's taking you to a whole nother level, I hope, for you. Maybe I'm the only one that has this problem and some other people are great at it. But and if you are, I really hope that you will share your tips and tricks with us,
absolutely,
because we want to learn. So, all right. Well, that being said,
thank you, David.
All right, Chris, we'll see you guys soon. Go out and make some noise, guys.
Bye, everybody.